What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the question, which character on The Walking Dead would you save? A character that died, obviously. But who would you save? You only get one. Let me know in the comments. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, obviously, if you don't know about these character deaths. But it's been a question that I like to ask because it's something that I get to see a variety of answers. Again, you only get one. Don't be like, I would save everybody. Well, of course, right? But I love this picture here because you get to see the bulk of the cast. And a lot of people I know right off the bat would say a couple of different characters. And I'm expecting probably two, maybe three major character picks because it makes the most sense. But I like to see what you guys think. There's no right or wrong answer. It's what you choose. But I think the majority of people would say the one, the only. Who do you think it is? Carl Grimes. I think Carl's death opened up things in a way. Not even Carl dying himself, but the fact that Carl died in season 8. And then a season later, Rick leaves. So it opens up things where if Carl doesn't leave, a lot of people think that Andy Lincoln stays on the show. There's no way to tell now because one thing happened and the other happened. And will Andy Lincoln ever say that's the reason why he left or not? I doubt it. But the fact that Carl was killed off really bothered a lot of people. Now, the way that Carl was killed off bothers me more than Carl being killed off, but we have a what if scenario, and I think that's the best options for who you would save is what if that character lived. And if that character's loss really changed the show, then I think it's a good pick, and Carl being one of them for sure. Another big pick, I think, is Shane. I think if Shane did not get killed off in season 2, it would have been very interesting in season 3 or 4 or 5 if he would have lived that long. Another what if scenario because of the Judith, Lori, Rick stuff. So Lori would die off. What if Shane was around? What if Shane left, came back? Like, I stand by the fact, like, I really wish Andrea and Shane left, did their own thing, and then came back around or went to the prison or whatever. The whole dynamic with Lori would have been different if Shane was there at the prison. Lori would have probably died anyway, but the dynamic between Shane and Rick and then Judith, because we all think that Judith is Shane's biological daughter. But the fact that Rick raised her, who's the father, doesn't really matter, father, not the father. And also the big question is, what would have been the decision in the lineup if Negan and Shane interacted? Would Shane have joined the Saviors? Would Negan have killed Shane? A lot of great questions if Shane was around for that lineup. Now, obviously, the big choices, if you only get one, would be one of these two. A lot of people would say Glenn, but I personally would say Abraham because Glenn dies in the comic. The arc for Maggie after that opens things up. But Abraham would have been amazing to be involved during the war. His one-liners, he's definitely arguably one of the funniest characters in all of The Walking Dead. That's for sure. He would have been a great asset to have to fight Negan. And it just would have been great to have Abraham longer around. Maybe he died in the war. But it just would have been better that we only lost one person in the lineup. What about characters like Jesus or any smaller characters that were kind of wasted on the show, right? Like Jesus was killed by the Whisperers, but he really wasn't that impactful like he was in the comic. I just like comic Jesus more than the show Jesus because they didn't give him so many parts like they do in the comic, and they just really watered him down a little bit. They didn't give him too much action sequences like we see in the comic, but characters like that, what do you think? And again, guys, I want you to choose one. That's the game. Because I'm sure you'll be like, Glenn, Abraham, Shane, not Shane, Carl. You would have a bunch of people, of course. But you only get one pick, right? Would you say Shiva, Tabitha? I'll give you a human pick and an animal pick, right? So it's Carl and Shiva or so-and-so and so-and-so or what. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below, guys. It's a fun game that we just want to talk about here. We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead for the rest of the year into next year when we get to finally see the Rick Michonne show in 2024. We got the Daryl show later this year. Dead City, Fear the Walking Dead Season 8, the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.